Hello, and welcome back to Bomb Pot Big Stack. I'm the Euro Crusher, and we've got the best episode yet. We are playing 1-3 PLO deep in the heart of Texas, and we're actually covering two different sessions here, a couple of different hands. I'm telling you, this is the one. Let's get into it. The other night, I wanted to go play some PLO, so I went over there, and the game's pretty good, to be honest with you. There's a bunch of money on the table. 1-3 PLO, well, how much money can that really be? Well, there's a $10 straddle on every hand, and this guy's got 6,000, this guy's got 4,000, and this guy's got 3,000, so plenty to win. Alright, but it's late, and the game is wrapping up. There's only one hand of real interest here. This guy, the villain in this hand, he was sitting directly to my left. He's one of the shorter stacks at the game. We're definitely looking to play some hands with him because he spilt his beer all over the table, okay? And it was a lot, right? And so he moved. He's looking for dry ground. He's looking to recover, and we're not going to give him a chance in this hand, alright? I got 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to run through this one real quick because it's the end that I want to talk about. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's first to act. He's under the gun. He raises it up. It's 15. There's no straddle this hand. There's 2 calls. I call. And everyone else folds. So we get to a flop. It's deuce, 6, 8 of spades. I do not have any spades, and he bets 50, and I'm looking at it. I got 9 cards I can make a straight with. A deuce is probably good. Two pair might be good an awful lot of the time, and I got position, so they both fold and get out of the way. I call. There's now $164 in the middle if I'm counting it right. And the turn is the Queen of Hearts. It actually brings in a heart draw for me. I got the 2, 5 of hearts. He checks, and I briefly considered firing at this one, but I decided to check. See, and the river comes out. It's a 6, which definitely doesn't help us, but he quickly checks. And this is what I wanted to talk about in this hand. Okay, I'm looking at this, and he obviously doesn't have a very good hand, right? Maybe he's setting the deep trap, but I got I got a pair of 2s, alright? And that's going to lose a showdown an awful lot of the time, alright? Because I don't even have a very good kicker with my 2. So, I'm sitting there thinking about what I want to do, and I'm thinking I probably want to bluff, or at least try to. And so I start to, I sit up straight. I decide I'm going to do it right. I sit up straight, and I start reaching for some chips. And I haven't even committed to betting at this point. I'm considering it, thinking about, well, if I was to bet, how much would it be? Okay? And at this point, he just mucks his hand as soon as I start to reach for the chips. And I don't think if he saw my hand, he would be very happy with how easily he let go of his. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Don't fold to a bet that has not been made. I catch myself doing that an awful lot. I'll be thinking I'll get squeezed out of a pot, or there's going to be this huge river bet I'll have to face. I'll fold now. But I'm telling you, people, don't fold to a bet that hasn't been made, because again, I had not even made that bet. I hadn't even committed to making it, and he could have very easily won the pot. And the flip side of this lesson is, if you're sitting there on the river and you got nothing, you should always at least consider bluffing. He might not have a very good hand. He might literally be waiting on you to bet so that he can fold, because his focus is somewhere else. He wants to leave the game entirely. You never know. The spots where you know we got these $160 pots, and the game's over at 8:30 at night. That's really what's leading me into the next point here. The well here in Texas has run dry. We have milked these people for all that they have. The games are all gone. It was a good laboratory. Okay, I have spent years here auditing the rooms across North Texas, Oklahoma, but the data is in. The Texas poker economy has been sucked dry. It is time to take the Euro Crusher protocol to California. Okay, this hand that I was telling you about was ultimately just a scouting trip. Like I said, the game was over quick, but middle of the week, 11:30, there's a list up. They want to play some big PLO games, and I'm like, well, yeah, let's go play some PLO games. Well, the hand that we just talked about is why you shouldn't fold to a bet that hasn't been made, and why you should always consider bluffing. At least, you know, take a second and think about it. The other side of this is well, sometimes you should absolutely fold because there has been a bet that has been made. And this is what we're talking about here. So 11:30 on the Wednesday, I'm up there at the poker room, and yeah, I'm in for $500, and I've already basically doubled up. I think I got $950, $975 to start this hand. One of the villains has a little bit less. I think he's got about 500, 600. The other villain has me and the rest of the table completely covered. He's been on a winning streak. So, let's go. The hijack, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm in the hijack. We're playing 9-handed. Game's full. Straddles on every hand. This game is beautiful. Okay, we're playing big pots. They're multi-way. This is a good game. So, yeah, there's a bunch of limps in. I got the ace, deuce, no suits. And, well, I love pocket aces, I really do. You know, in spots like this, I like to be able to put in the big bet, okay? When you come in, if I was to open here, you know, it's pot limit, the most I can bet, I think there were 3 or 4 callers in front of me. You know, you can make it like $60, $80. And, yeah, that's... I'm looking to hit them for more if I can. So what I do is I limp in, and a lot of times this will just go bad, right? You'll go 8 ways to the flop, you won't hit anything, and you're sitting there with a naked pair of aces, and it's hard to continue in the hand. But sometimes the guy that's on his third buy-in, he'll be on the button in the straddle, and he'll be like, whoa, look at all these limps, they ain't got nothing, let me pot it. And he raises it up, $60, $80, $70, something like that, and he gets one call, and it comes back to me, and now it's time to pot it. Honestly, I wish I could have bet more, but yeah, I think it was $275 or $300. Yeah, probably $275. I think was the bet pre-flop, right? And at this point, yeah, I'm looking at his stack, and I'm surprised if he's going to continue with the hand. I'm surprised that he doesn't just put it all in to freeze out this third player who does call after he does. You know, he's got a huge chunk of his stack in at this point. And when I see his hand, you know, I don't blame him for raising it pre-flop, but when you get the limp re-raise, you know, in PLO, well, hold them too. Well, it kind of looks like aces, and that's exactly what it was. So call 275 apiece plus a couple of scattered tens. There's $900 in the middle, almost $825. So we go to the flop. King 7-4 rainbow. Well, I didn't improve, but looks good to me, So the big stack, he was under the gun initially. He checks, and he tank checks actually, and yeah, I'm all in. It's a little over $600, and he goes in the tank. The short stack does for not too long. Calls, and so does the big stack. And well, they both know that I have aces because they both say that they're sure that they're up against aces, and quote, "That's what I want you to have." Okay. And that's exactly what I wanted to have too, okay? Because we're all in, and boom, turn is an ace, and the river is a 5, okay? And we're not creeping in there with the deuce 3, so I've got the effective nuts. And I take down this massive pot. And this is the lesson, okay? First one. Don't fall to a bet that hasn't been made. Sometimes, if you're infinitely deep, then it does make sense to call in position with the king, queen, 9, 10 is what he had. It does make sense to call in position there, but you're not. You're putting in half of your stack, and yeah, you're gonna be committed even when you're sure that you're behind. So. Yeah, it's a great hand. I don't fault him for raising it up pre-flop there. But, like I said, apparently that 2,300 or whatever was all that they had to give. Okay, because there's no games today. So, we're going to California. Do any of my viewers out there, can you guys help me out? I'm not looking to play 1-2 and 1-3 every day. I want to go play some 5-10 games, okay? But they've been sucked dry. The poker economy here is just not what it used to be, okay? So I see some games out there in LA. I want to go check those out. I want to go to Stone's Gambling Hall, okay? I want to see Mike Postle. I want to play him heads up. You guys want to see the Khaki Wizard play Khaki Theory Optimal against Mike Postle, and his Crotch Theory Optimal will do a heads up. We'll do a live stream. He can do whatever he wants. I'm going to do literal magic, alright? And I'm going to warp his fragile little mind, and he's going to quit poker for a decade, at least. This has been the Euro Crusher. Thank you. Go play some big pots.